the station that's on your side. This is Channel 7 News Good Morning Arkansas.
Well, next we'll find out more about USDA rural development home loans and some of the ways it could help those looking to buy a home. Welcome back to Good Morning Arkansas. I'm so happy to have Patrick Dennis with us today, who's a loan officer with Bank of Little Rock Mortgage. And Patrick, today you're talking to us about a loan program that people may not be aware of and how it could benefit our viewers today. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
So you're talking to us about a USDA rural development home loan. So what can you tell us about this program and how it works for Arkansans?
Yeah, so rural development has been around for a while, and it's one of those tools that we have in our belt that can help buyers get into a home. And the big thing about it is most buyers feel that the biggest obstacle is getting a down payment. So when you're looking at a conventional loan, you have to have a 5% down payment. Some programs have 3%. Even FHA has 3.5% down. And when you're looking at a $200,000 loan, we're talking $7,000 for a down payment. And rural development is zero down, no money.
Oh, yeah, I think that grabs a lot of people's attention. We hear the word rural loans, which suggests living out in the country. But you're saying that name doesn't necessarily apply to that, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially in central Arkansas. So there's a map that they have on the rural development site. It's that website is rd.usda.gov, and you want to look for the eligibility map. So when you're looking at it, the shaded areas are the more populated areas of Arkansas, and the non-shaded areas are going to be eligible for rural development, and it is most of the state of Arkansas that is eligible. And you're going to find that, in central Arkansas, especially Benton, Conway, Little Rock, the outskirts are more suburban than they are rural. So, when you're looking at it, I wouldn't quite say these houses are rural. I would look at it more as suburban.
So this is definitely something that people should look closer into, though, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. And especially if you're, looking at smaller towns, all sprawled across Arkansas. I mean, you can live in a town of a decent size and still that could be considered a rural development home. And why waste that opportunity to go in and have a zero down 100% loan. Some of those houses too here in the surrounding areas can be 10 minutes to downtown Little Rock. And so don't be fooled by those words. There's lots of opportunity out there.
Is now a good time to apply for these loans, even with the housing market just absolutely crazy right now?
Yeah, so you're having that low inventory still, but there's great opportunities, especially once you get outside of those metropolises. There's still low inventory, but say if you're out there in these smaller communities, you're going to have a better opportunity to buy a house as far as competition goes. The bigger thought is, people are kind of worried about rates because you hear it on the news. If you look at it historically, in the 90s, it was 12%. In the 80s, rates were in the 18% range. If you look at your credit card rates are 15 to 25%. And even some of your auto loans are above 5%. And right now, a rural development loan is probably sitting in the high 4s to the low 5s. So it's still a deal, as well as, FHA, VA, and some of the other loans that we have as well.
Other than obviously where you live in the state, are there any other restrictions to this USDA loan?
Yeah, so there's some restrictions, and most wouldn't even see them as restrictions. So you don't have to be a first-time home buyer, which I think that's one of those things that goes out there for rural development. You can sell your current home and turn around and close on that day and buy a new home with rural development. You can't have more than 2 homes. You can't buy an investment property. It's strictly for a primary residence. And the bigger thing that's they call it a limit, but when you hear the numbers, it's really not. A family of up to 4 people can have a household income of up to $90,000. So it's really not a limit. It's 115% of the median income. And then once you get above 5 people living in that household, you're looking at 120,000 as far as a limit goes. And it's not like your conventional and FHA loans where it's just that borrower. It's everybody living in that household. They have to count all that income. But still, when you're looking at $90,000, really not a limit.
Okay. And if somebody wants to reach out to you for more information, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, holler at us at Bank of Little Rock Mortgage at 501-219-9100. We're on Facebook, Twitter, blrmortgage.com on the internet, and reach out. Even if you just have questions, we're here to help.
Yeah, so interesting. Patrick, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Ansley.
And we'll have more Good Morning Arkansas after the break.